Bienvenidos and welcome back to Puro Pinche Gol, podcast we discuss all things Usmnt, La Liga MX, and La Selección Mexicana. My name is Adrian. Joining me once again, my co-host Tocayo, Adrian. Adrian, what's good, man?
Hey, how's it going, dude? Here, slightly before the match of between Mexico and Canada. Excited to see Santi Jimenez and Raul Jimenez start, but we're not here for that.
Yeah, keep it here, PPG. We'll be reacting to that game post-match. But here, we're reacting to the Usmnt versus Panama. Adrian, what a difficult game to watch. We were texting throughout the whole thing how boring of a game it was, how many underperformers there were. But before we give our full reactions, Adrian, let me just go through the starting 11 here for the Usmnt. Mauricio Pochettino put out a 4-2-3-1 with Matt Turner in the back four being on the left, Joe Scally on the right, Yunus Musa, the center backs, Chris Richard, Tim Ream. Above them, the two playing above them, Tyler Adams and Tessman. And above them is Christian Pulisic in the middle, Tim Weah to the left, Weston McKennie on the right, and Sargent as a lone number 9, lone forward up top. Three substitutions we saw come in. Patrick Aguiman came in for Josh Sargent.
Yes,
Jack McGlynn came in for Tanner Tessman, and Mark McKenzie came in for Chris Richards. So three substitutions for Pochettino's side. Some quick stats, Adrian, before we really go into our reactions here. Shots, USA 12, Panama 3. Shots on target, USA 5, Panama 1. Possession, 67% USA, 33% Panama. Passes, double for USMNT, 645 to 324 Panama. And Panama wins 1-0. Adrian, thoughts on the game, like big picture?
Man, it was I think big picture, it was very difficult to watch. I have questions if Pochettino started with if his formation was a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1. But I think overall, I think this group of players is running out of excuses.
Running out of excuses, running out of time, running out of patience with the fans. And, people are always saying, oh, man, Triple G was wasting the biggest. We were saying it as well. Triple G was wasting the best generation of American talent. This best generation of American talent is starting to show that they might not be the best generation of American talent. Panama has beaten them constantly twice in a row now in two important, not even friendly matches, actual FIFA matches, Copa America, now Nations League, and two different coaches. We used to give the excuse, Adrian, these players will do better with a better coach. It's the coach holding them back. They've had a better coach now for a couple months, 6-7 months, probably not that. Yeah, 6-7 months. They played 7 games with this coach, and there's just no improvements to be seen. We're seeing a team who looks very uninterested, the team that just looks very casual out there in the field. And obviously, the lack of a number 9 is to blame. They didn't have Sargent, or they had Sargent only, right? Really, with no Pepe, no Wright, no Balogun. That could cause problems for any team losing your 3 best strikers, right? But Sargent has been playing really well championship. He didn't translate to this. He hardly got any service. He scored 1 goal, came back offside. But how critical do you think was it not having another one of those 3 number 9s in this squad? And do you think that's a big reason for this loss today?
So I think it's definitely one of the reasons why the USMNT had a very, very rough match today. If you look at Panama, they had a line of 5 in the back, which means that if you want to break that up, you need to have wingers that are spreading the sauce, right? They're opening up the game, and then you have fullbacks as well that are helping to open up that specific lock, right? Because as you open the pitch, you force 2 or 3 out of those 5 defenders to make holes on their wall. And I think beyond the number 9 omission, or I guess having a big number 9 omitted on the lineup due to injuries or other reasons, I don't think Joe Scally or Yunus Musa were up to the challenge to essentially help the attacker or the attacking players in the name of Christian Pulisic and Tim Weah to open up the game, right? And here's where we continue to say that the mission or having Sergiño Dest sidelined is very, very, very harmful for the USMNT, and the fact that Anthony Robinson was not available to play just goes to prove that even though you have a pool of decent players to probably substitute them, they are critical to your attacking options.
That's how we see the USMNT always attack. Either go through Sergiño Dest or through Anthony Robinson going up, right? In previous years, we've been critical of Dest and Robinson in the past years ago when they wouldn't be as quality defenders because they would be attacking so much forward. They have since improved that, and now they're invaluable to the team. And you see the huge drop in that having Yunus Musa and Joe Scally, who aren't known for going up like that, right? From that position. and Musa playing a position where is not his natural position as well. So yeah, no, I agree with you. That's probably the bigger takeaway than the number 9 situation. The lack of, well, when Serginho Dest went down, you still had Anthony Robinson and the ability to go down that flank, which we
Hmm.
saw in Copa America was the flank that was preferred for the USMNT, right? Now losing both, you have no like help, like and support, like you mentioned for Weah or Pulisic, which leaves Sargent even more abandoned up top, right? So
Yes, sir.
that good point, Adrian. I think that's a huge point there. And also, I want to look back at the changes, man. I think
Yeah.
Aguiman did decent coming on. He was probably the one good spot that I think of this whole squad. I don't think anybody stood out for me at all, performing well in this match, of mediocre talent, or not mediocre talent, mediocre performances. Aguiman was probably the one guy that, okay, he came in and had a couple chances, but I'm gonna question Pochettino's inclusion of Jack McGlynn for Tanner Testament. You're down, you're not down, but you're tied 0-0, like 20 minutes left. Why not put Gio Reyna in, who's been known to give
Yep.
you those sparks of magic and those, yeah, he's not playing a lot right now in club, right, or at all, but he has fresh legs, fresh idea, and we've seen him do great things for the USMNT. So that was a weird one for me. Do I think it's entirely Pochettino's fault? Again, I don't think so at this point. Would we have been crying about it, or would I have been crying about and just saying Triple G out if Triple G had performed like this? Absolutely. But I'm not Pochettino out yet, just because they performed this badly with Triple G. They performed this badly with Pochettino. It's time you start looking at the players instead of the manager, and these players at the end are not good enough.
I agree. I agree. It's time for to not to pass the blame, but essentially hold them accountable. Right? They have enjoyed 4 6 years under the Triple G umbrella, where all the critics went to him, all the criticism went to him, all the downfall. He was the scapegoat for every single bad thing that happened to the USMNT. And now that he's gone, that umbrella is pretty much out of the way. Then there's no excuses left, man. We continue to say that Christian Pulisic needs to be the Christian Pulisic that we see in Europe, and not every single time, but whenever he's needed the most on the critical situations, he shines due to his absence. He is unable to essentially rally around the team and be the Captain America that everyone says he is. Today was another prime uh, moment for him to prove that he has earned that captaincy by being a leader and not by just having a popular name. And I think it's time to well, he's not the captain per se because Team Bream has the band, right, but he is the most important player that the USMNT has right now. He is the star of this show, and so for him to not have the ability to motivate the team and have them rally behind him says to me a lot.
He's not a leader. He's not a leader.
Yep.
Whenever things don't go his way, he just sad, songs sad,
Hmm.
pouts, starts to foul. Got a yellow today, I believe. And yeah, he's not a leader, man. He when he's winning and he's playing well, obviously you see him happiest guy in the world. But he cannot be one of those big players that rallies his team behind him. That's just not him. But even so, that's probably not his character. He's probably more of an introvert, right? But someone like an
Hmm.
extrovert like McKinney, even he didn't rally anybody up. No
Yeah.
one, no one stepped up to be that guy, right?
Hmm.
I'm guessing maybe that's Anthony Robinson, but Anthony Robinson's not there today. But yeah,
Tyler Adams, dude.
yeah, yeah, he didn't step up either. These players who already have a World Cup under their belts, have been playing 6, 7 years, 8 years together, are experienced together, and no one stepped up. So shambles. What a loss. Panama has their number.
I
Panama
know.
is bigger than USMNT right now.
Nah,
Um,
nah, nah. Come on, man. It's just
eh,
one win, dude. Come on, dude.
two.
Two wins, yeah, but come on, dude. Come on.
I don't know, man.
I get it. You're pissed. I understand. Panama has definitely. If we look at all the Concacaf teams, right, we have to give credit where it's due. Panama is definitely the team in Concacaf in this region that has grown the most over the last, I don't know, you name it, 8 years. If you want to
Since
put a
Christensen took over, I
exactly.
would say.
You can see that there's a specific style of play. He sticks to his guns. He understands the level of players that he has and what's the most comfortable, not most comfortable, but the strategy that makes the most sense to use.
Yeah.
And he was there to win it. He was not there to put up a show. He was there to make sure that he move on to the final, and they did. We probably would have said a different thing if the USMNT would have won, but that's not the case. Um, and so, yeah, I get your frustration. I understand it 100%. But to call Panama the bigger than the USMNT, I think it's a little rough, man.
Third time is the charm for Panama. They qualify the championship match
Yes.
after getting knocked out twice in a row
Uh
last
huh.
2 seasons. Panama faces the winner of Mexico and Canada on Sunday in the final at 8:30 p.m. USA has to play
Mhm.
one more match for third place Sunday, March 23rd at 5 p.m. Central Time.
What should
So
be Mexico against the USMNT, bro?
that would be hilarious. I wonder if anybody would show up for that,
Hell no.
for a third place match in Mexico USMNT. Wow,
Yeah.
imagine that. But
CONCACAF
Adrian,
will
there's
be
been
pissed.
yeah,
Yeah.
this has been our reactions video to USMNT Panama. Like we said before, stick it here PPG for more content and for the reactions for the Mexico match. Adrian, before we wrap up, where can our listeners find us, dude?
They can always find us on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and turn on the notifications. You can also find us on Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast on. Last but not least, you can also find us on Instagram and TikTok. We post memes, latest news, and shorts of our episodes.
And let us know in the comments below. What are your thoughts on this USMNT performance, this loss to Panama in the Nations League semifinals 2025? Are you now hashtag Pochettino out? Are you still, on board the Pochettino train? What do you think needs to be done differently going forward for the USMNT now that the World Cup is in 400 something days? And today it was known that Japan, is the first country to qualify for the World
Damn.
Cup.
All right.
So let us know in the comments below. Adrian, see you after the Mexico match.
Take it easy, man.
See you, man.